Alright, what is up, folks? So, class is back in session. I'm gonna tell you guys why a man will sleep with ugly women in today's video. Trigger warning, this video is going to piss off a lot of people. I mentioned before that, yes, women do not like variety. Well, that is the vast majority of the women. Clearly, if you're looking at the modern society 2024, clearly some women do prefer variety. A variety of chats and tyrones. However, every single man loves a variety of women. Remember, men love women, women love a man. So why do men do this? I'm talking about, even guys that are happily married with a beautiful feminine-based wife that will clean and cook for them. Even these type of men, they still want variety. Many of these men will still go out and cheat on their wives. Well, let me tell you guys something. It's called this PNC. What is PNC? So PNC is post-nut clarity, okay? Let me make something clear. Women almost never get rejected by men, not at the front end. See, if a guy asks a woman out, okay, if this woman does not find this man to be attractive or he doesn't make enough money, she will simply say that, sorry, I'm just not into you, you're not my type. Men get rejected right on the spot, right on the front end. However, a man will have no problem sleeping with a woman. See, ugly women can get laid, okay? All of the women out there who are 2s and 3s and 4s, all of you can smash Michael B. Jordan, all of you can have sex with LeBron James, all of you guys can have sex with Erling Haaland, or Liam Hemsworth, or Chris Evans, or Tom Holland. Yeah, you can sleep with anybody that you want to. However, here's the real question, right? Here's the $1,000,000 question. Which one of those guys are going to marry you? Is Michael Jordan going to marry you? Is Tiger Woods going to marry you? Is Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos going to marry you? That's the question you need to ask yourself. See, for example, let's say for a guy who would say, top tier professional athlete. I'm talking about a guy that's, 6'7", full of muscles, and he's in the top 1% of income earners. So this guy is going to be on the top of the chain for the dating game. So this is a top 1% man, right? This man can sleep with probably 98% of the population. Listen, a guy doesn't care. If you get a guy drunk enough, that guy is going to have no problem hooking up with a woman that's a 3 or a 4. In fact, if you get this guy drunk enough, this guy will even sleep with someone that's a 1 or a 2. I'm talking about Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, Elizabeth Warren ugly. Guys don't care. However, this is when the post-nut clarity sets in. For example, if a guy is 10 out of 10, he goes to the bar on Friday night, he gets super drunk, and he ends up hooking up with, let's say, Gorlax the Destroyer or Jabba the Hutt, whatever. As soon as this guy comes, as soon as this guy nuts, his mind will sober up. Right, the alcohol, the drugs, whatever he's taking will wear off. And he's going to think that, oh my God, what the hell am I doing? I'm a Hollywood actor. I'm an NBA All-Star. I'm an NCAA All-American track and field athlete. How can I sleep with a woman who is this freaking ugly? And the first thing they will do after they nut is that, they will pull up their pants as fast as they can, and they will sprint to their pickup or whatever they have that's parked by the side of the road or on the driveway, and they will hit the gas pedal. That man will want to get the hell out of there as fast as he can. That is the post-nut clarity. Men have this, women also have this. This happens to everybody. I'll give you another example of the post-nut clarity. I imagine you can relate to this if you used to work as a stripper, or maybe if you still do, or if you're a prostitute in any part of the world, right? And the vast majority of our clients, after they come in, they can book you for an hour for one night, let's say from 11 p.m. until midnight. And right after they're finished with their business, right after they're nut, sure, while they're going in, they could be all excited and all pumped up. They could be saying, oh, let's go, it's game time. And they could be very, very excited, and they could be very aggressive during the act. But as soon as the hour is up, as soon as they're done with their business, their face will be filled with disgust and their face will be filled with regret. That is the post-nut clarity. Because oftentimes after these acts, these men do think about their actions. And they think, oh my God, how can I sleep with a woman that has already slept with 756 other men? This is so disgusting. I could have caught STD or something. Oh my God, I didn't even think about using a condom. I might have to get myself tested. That's when all these thoughts came in. That's when all of these men cleared up. And it doesn't matter even if they're taking drugs or alcohol all the time. Okay, right after they nut, their mind will instantly sober up. And once again, this can apply to both men and women. right? Women regrets their one night stands all the time after the guy comes inside of them. They're thinking, oh my God, what have I done to myself? This is gonna be so bad for me in the future if I want to secure a high value man, if I want to get a high value husband, if I want to get married, if I want to become a nice housewife. Okay, this is going to completely destroy my reputation. And yes, men have PNC, women also have PNC. It's very important. But you see why the hookup culture is so detrimental for women, right? I mentioned this many times. Here's the thing, right? The vast majority of men, unless they're willing to spend a few $100s, they won't be able to get laid. Do you think the average woman out there will ever look at, let's say, a guy who's 5'4", coming from El Salvador, and he's washing dishes at a restaurant for $12 an hour? Do you think any average woman will look at a dorky-looking 5'5" white guy that's working at Trader Joe's that's making $25,000 a year? Hell no. Even let's say the average, by the way, in the USA, let's say the average income for a white male living in the USA in 2024 is roughly $52,000 a year. And the average height, by the way, the average height is not 6 feet. The average height is 5'9". Do you really think a normal-looking 5'9" white dude that's making $52,000 a year right now in America today in 2024, do you really think that guy can pull a high value woman? The best chance that he can have at a one night stand at a hookup is that, if he goes to a bar and try to pick out a woman that's a 1 or a 2, because any woman that's above average, there's no way they're willing to have a one night stand with a guy that's 5'9" and making $52,000 a year. I can guarantee you that. So you see, women will only sleep with men who are better than them. See, here's the issue. A woman who is mid or a 3 or 4, they can easily sleep with any professional athlete, with any Hollywood actor, with any celebrity that they want to. However, these men, they will reject them on the back end. They will have their post-nut clarity, and they simply won't commit to these women. So it's impossible for an average guy, even a guy who is slightly above average, to get a woman that's really hot, right? These men, they simply stay alone, they stay single, they become incels. And a very small percentage of the top tier men is sleeping with all the women. So an average woman out there in 2024 can hook up with a guy who's really rich, who's really hot, who's really in shape and really good looking. However, these men will simply not commit to them. See, here's the issue. That's why women are always unhappy. Think about it. If I was put in this situation, let's say if I was driving a car, if I had the ability to test drive any car I want to, well, hell yeah, I'm gonna try out the Maserati, the Ferrari, the Lamborghini, the Mercedes-Benz, the BMW, the Range Rover. I can try out every single fancy car I want to. However, the deal is that, I can only test drive these cars for 15 minutes at a time. And once my 15 minutes are up, I'm no longer allowed to keep these cars. And when I finally find a car that I can actually afford, the car that's on my income level, I end up driving a Honda Civic. Do you think I'm going to be happy with the Honda Civic? Well, hell no. See, here's the issue, right, with these modern women. If you hooked up with Erling Haaland, if you hooked up with Michael B. Jordan, if you hooked up with Tom Hemsworth, if you hooked up with Chris Evans, but these guys, they won't commit to you. Then a couple years down the road, when you want to settle down, you find an average, normal-looking white dude who is 5'9", who's making $52,000 a year. Well, I think the answer is pretty obvious. You're not going to be happy because, that guy is absolutely nothing compared to the guys that you slept with. So this is the major issue of hookup culture, because women will only hook up with guys that's on a much higher socio and economic status. So if they decide to settle down one day, a few years down the road, when they find a man that's on their level, and they're going to be unhappy. And this is part of the many contributing factors to why modern women are so unhappy all the time. This is because when they were in their prime, when they're younger, they've slept with too many Chads and Tyrones. And when they find the average Joe Smith or Mike Johnson, they're not going to be happy. One more thing I want you guys to remember that's extremely important, okay? Way too many women overvalue themselves, okay? So I'm gonna, basically draw a very simple chart. This can be applied to both man and woman. So many women out there think that, I'm an 8, I'm a 9, I'm a 10, okay? You have to be realistic. The fact is that this applies to both man and woman. 50% of you are below average, okay? That's just the truth. So let's say on the right-hand side, so these are the 10s, right? This is the middle, this is the 5, and these are the 1s. Heck, I'll even add a little bit here. Some women out there aren't even worth a 1. They're probably at 0. So this is roughly the distribution. Okay? So down here, this is a very small percentage of the population, the 0s and the 1s. These are the really ratchet, the really nasty women. This is like Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. This is like Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, Lizzo. They fall here. This is maybe 2% of the population. The same can be said on the other end. Okay, these are the really, really attractive, really, really hot, really gorgeous women. Okay, on the other end, so once again, that is maybe 2% of the population, 1 out of 50. So a large lecture room in university could have maybe 200 students, 100 male, 100 female. Okay, if you put together all those 100 females at the lecture hall, maybe only 2 of them will be 10s. That's how the system works. You see? Okay, all the ladies out there, you think you're 10s? Listen, 10s are 2% of the population. The 9s, that may be another 8%. So maybe 10% of the population in total for the both male and female. Maybe they're 9s and 10s. And very important to remember. So down here, right? If 10% are 9s and 10s, this also means that another 10% are 0s and 1s and 2s. Yes, ladies, some of you guys are 0s and 1s or 2s. You got to be honest with yourself. And here's the middle. The vast majority of the population falls here. This is probably 60 to 70% of the population. The vast majority of you, okay? Well, yes, I do agree that some of you are 1s and 2s, but most of you are average. You're either between 4 to 6. This is probably This is probably 70% of the population. None of you are special. Really? Do you really think you deserve to be up here? Do you know who is a 10? Do you know who is part of the 2%? I'm talking about, prime Jennifer Aniston, prime Monica Bellucci, prime Jennifer Connelly. We're talking about Olivia Rodrigo or Tate McCree or Anna de Armas or Madison Beer or Victoria Justice. Those are 10s. Do you really, really think that you're actually on par with those women? Gotta be honest with yourselves, right? Most of you are average. That's how the system works. Remember, only 10% of women are 9s and 10s. Maybe only 2% are actually 10s. And remember, ladies, 10% of you guys, same as guys, 10% of you guys are either 0s or 1s or 2s. Look at yourself in the mirror and have a reality check, because most of you are average. 70% of you are either between 4 to 6, and yes, 50% of you are actually 4.9 or lower. I know you're not going to like it, but that is the 100% brutal, honest truth. If you're ugly, you're ugly. Accept it. You cannot do anything to change it. That is part of your genes, that is part of your DNA, that is part of your destiny. Okay, stop talking about inner beauty. Men don't walk around with x-rays and look for inner beauty. Men don't go walk around and say, oh, look, I'm searching for inner beauty. Oh, look, I found inner beauty. Oh my God, that woman's so ugly, but she has inner beauty. Men don't care. Men care about youth, men care about outside beauty, and men care about your purity. So there you go. Thank you guys for staying till the end, and we'll see you guys next time.
Everybody knows that I'm breaking down. Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's vacant now.